Good morning, Floss Tube. I am Sharon, and my channel name is Magnolia Nana. If you are new, welcome. I am filming a quick update today because we are celebrating our daughter-in-law's baby shower this afternoon, and I wanted to show you all her baby Afghan before it gets wrapped and taken to the shower. Also, I wanted to give you a little update on my organization progress, funny though it be. And so relax, get your stitching if you'd like, and let's just chat a bit. So this sweet baby who is coming is a girl, and this is the baby Afghan that I made for her. I don't know the best way to show you, but as you can tell, this is a variegated yarn by Loops and Threads called Abby. And so it does all the color changes for you. And this is a stitch called the grit stitch. And then I have done a single crochet border. I have 5 rows of single crochet border. This is a small Afghan. I tend to go a little bit smaller on my baby Afghans to make them easier to wash and easier to manage, but certainly big enough to cover her or wrap her in a little cocoon. I cannot wait to share this with the sweet family, and I wanted to share it with you. Then I have a new toy. After breaking or having it break my little portable light, I stalked portable lights on Amazon, and this is the funniest looking thing, but some of you may have seen it on Facebook, I've noticed, or Instagram. It has come on my feed, and so far this may be my answer. You wear this behind your neck, and the lights, of course, are focused on your work. And if I don't want to blind you, but there are 2 levels of strength. And so far, people, I forget it's here, which is a blessing. The one that clipped on my hoop, it was always in the way. And so here we go. Turn it on, focus it on your work. You're good to go. I don't know, I have not tried yet to see. I guess it would pack up pretty easily. Yes, definitely. And it has a charge jack here. This is what broke on my other one. I think there are several colors to choose from, but so far I am thrilled to have this and definitely need it for those times when lighting is not good and I cannot take my aunt light. So highly recommend this. As usual, I don't have a brand to give you, but if you search portable stitching light on Amazon, you'll get many options of this type of light. Now, we had talked about getting organized and having all my whips in lovely project bags and knowing where everything was. And life jumps in and work jumps in, and some of these things are not getting done as quickly as I'd like. But I want to let you know that I have a few whips well packaged to show you, and the process will continue. Just have to be patient with ourselves. So let me show you the few bits of progress I've made and the whips that I have organized. This is my Mary, Queen of Scots sampler, and I'm going to try to hold it so that you can see the whole bit of work. Well, I don't want to peek under. So the part that I have done is to complete the Phoenix, which you may have seen. I can't remember. Guys, there's got to be a way to make your camera work for you. Okay, now, there is our Phoenix. There is a motif above his head that will continue all the way across. The motif under the French palace is complete. That is all that will be there. And then you can see that I have begun the writing for the saying at the bottom. And then there's another little Scottish thistle. The good thing about this piece is you don't get tired of it and you don't want to put it down. It's just that I have not had a lot of stitching time on my cross stitch because I've been crocheting. But I'll just remind you of what's around. And I think my goal would be to finish this quote at the bottom and then to finish the small motifs above the palace and the castle, and then to work the middle of that section. Just to remind you of the size of this piece, I try to do this every time. It is very large. It is a 32 count linen, unless this is a 36 count. You know, I think it is a 36 because I didn't want it to be giant. So Mary Queen of Scots by Papillon Creations. I do have that here to show you. Here's the little packet. So you can see what I need to fill in there. And there is a ship here. That's probably where I should go next after completing the quote. I may cheat and go on and do the ship. It would be awesome to have this whole motif done and the ship. We'll see what calls me, because I could also do this whole bottom part, finish the quote, and do these over here. Oh, I'd love to have this finished. It is such fun and so much what we'd like to have in our home. This is a 36 count cream ivory Edinburgh linen. I just read it off the package. Okay, we have 4 more whips that are packaged and organized, one of which you have seen so much of. And guys, I apologize that I have not done more on this one. This is Heartstring Samplery New Every Morning on a beautiful 36 count linen. And this was the one I had asked the question about. Do I do 1/2 or 2/2? And you know that I had done 2/2 before it occurred to me that that might be a question. So I'm not changing anything. There's no way I'm ripping all this out. I'll stick with my 2/2, and the next time I have a project, I will try 1/2 and see how I feel about it. These colors are rich and beautiful. I am loving working with them. But I put it down because there's something wrong with the basket under the flowers. And I haven't quite figured out what's wrong, but I'm just about to decide to just make it work. I don't know if that basket is the most important part of the design. I get so frustrated when I make a dumb counting error. But this is a fun project, and it is living in a little cheap plastic envelope that came from Dollar Tree, actually. But it will do for now, and I will show you quickly the front of this one. Excuse me. This is definitely an older one of her patterns, but it's one I've wanted to do for a long, long time. Heartstring Samplery. I did buy a few of the specialty threads, but not all of them. I did convert to DMC on one of those. Okay, another one that is kitted up and needing love and attention is my Riola's Apples. And I know that if I worked on this consistently, well, I don't know if I would finish it anytime soon, but this is on a very large count. I believe 11 maybe. I've never done 11 count. Oh my word, this is 10 count, Flaxen Ada. But I've told you before, I love these Riola's kits. They are fun to work with, well packaged. And I wanted these apples for a fall design. So I guess I have time to finish it maybe. This is the progress so far. The interesting thing about these kits is that there are a lot of blended threads. Very similar apparently to the Dimensions kits. I've not completed a Dimensions kit. I have a couple to start. But I love the way the greens blend and those reds and pinks. and even the browns. So from a distance, you can see this would be such a sweet fall piece. And as I've said before, it's a rest for the eyes to work on this 10 count. I would never have picked it, but it is very nice. It is Weigart. So that one is packaged up. Then there is another whip that I took with me on one of my flights, maybe the one when I visited my daughter by myself. And this is packaged in one of these delightful, they're plastic, but they have so much softness and stability. If I see some more of these, I'm purchasing them because you can see what's inside. I found mine at Marshall's. I think they're originally maybe from the Container Store. So this one is happily in here, and it is the Needlework Shop by Country Cottage Needleworks. So it has been homed in that lovely container. And I don't have a lot done on this. I had pulled an even weave out of my stash. Or is this a tiny hardanger? It was a gift fabric, I know that. But this is simply the window of the Needlework Shop. And I know it went on a flight, and that was all I got done. I think this would be a simple one to pull out. I need to put it on my Q-snap and just go. This might even fit on my small new frame. I'm going to have to try that. I just thought of that. So that is the third whip that is well packaged and ready to go. And the last one is the one I had not showed you because every time I do a video, I forget about this piece. I had bought the Boppy Threads kit in Edinburgh at John Lewis, one of those beautiful department stores. And it is my first Boppy Threads kit called Country Cottage. And you don't even have to think about why I would love this. The pink house with the blue roof, the sampler, the animals and trees, and even sheep. Sheep above the house. But I have gone back and forth with myself about using the fabric that came in the kit. And I keep going back and forth, and what is my problem? Anyway, it is a nice Ada. It's Weigart as well, 16 count, and let me hold this behind it. I finally washed it to see if that would improve its feel, and this is how much I've gotten done. So I'm imagining that I'm going to leave it on this fabric. It doesn't look like anything yet, but we have a door and 4 windows. I just like to be frugal, and I feel that if I paid 29, 30 pounds for this kit, I should use it as it is. And I think I'm going to enjoy it once I get more color in the piece. I took this with me to my ladies' retreat with our church, and I did not get as much stitching done as I would like, but I did get all the windows done, and I feel like I completed the door there. The bottom here is what I had done on the flight home from Scotland. So, my first Boppy Threads, we'll see what I decide to do with that one. Now, I don't know if this counts as being organized because it is just homed in the little envelope that it came in from the store. But for now, this will work. It fits in my drawer nicely. And I've been using this hoop. It seems to hold on to that Ada pretty well. You see how the Boppy Threads packages their threads. Have I shown you this before? I would redo this, but they're not too many that would get mixed up. So it's a cute little thread organizer, though, I have to say. The home is happy stitching. I love it. So yes, this is just in the envelope that it came in. But it even has its own little extra pair of scissors and some extra needles. So I guess I'm good to go on that. Now, before I leave you, I have 2 books I'd like to talk about, and one of them is a faith-based book. So I will put it at the end in case that's not something you're going to be interested in. Oh, one more thing I want to to show you in the line of getting organized. So I was in Marshall's looking for some birthday items for my youngest son and stumbled on this in the wrapping and notebook section. So in my quest for organization, I got an expanding file, and who would not want to use this? It's so pink and lovely. So it just has the expandable file folders, and fortunately I can close it up small and keep it in a safe place. So I'm going to start with the children's baptismal records and any other important papers related to the children and put them in here so that I have it. Yes. Okay. This book came home with me this week. It was recommended by a coworker. I have not read one word yet, but it gets really good reviews. The Music Shop by Rachel Joyce. This is supposed to carry us through the lives of two people and show the strong power of music as well as love and belonging and acceptance. So I will let you know how I like this one, The Music Shop. And now, if you are not a person who wants to hear about faith, religion, that kind of thing, this is a good time for you to say goodbye. I'm so happy you're with me today, and come back soon. We'll visit again. Now, for those of you who are interested, this is called the Benedict option, and I am late coming to this reading. This was very big at least a year or two ago, but it is called A Strategy for Christians in a Post-Christian Nation by Rod Dreher, I believe is his name. Now, I'm reading this two ways. I am listening to the audiobook, but I'm also going back and reading in this library copy because there is so much to be gleaned from this. If you are in any way concerned about the world in which we live and your response to that world, this will be of so much help to you, because we are in a post-Christian age and a post-Christian nation. And St. Benedict dealt with a very similar problem in Rome with the decadence of that era. And it tells you all about what you need to function and to be of positive influence, to be salt and light in that setting. So this I could not recommend more highly. No matter what your denomination or your theology, I think this will be very helpful for you as you live life day to day. And that was the one thing I wanted to talk about before I close today. I have been having I'm looking at the wrong place again with this camera. This is driving me crazy. I've been having a kind of a crisis, not a crisis of faith, but a crisis of life and getting things done in our busy, busy society and having time for relationships and time for the things we love that we feed our souls with. And I think the thing that has come to me this week is that we don't have time for everything. There's no way we can do it all. And so we have to focus on the things that are of the most importance. So if our children, our parents, our co-workers even have to come before our stitching or our reading or our hobbies, whatever they are, then that's just part of this life we live. And I am working to make myself content to accept that and to take the time that I do have for relaxing and therapeutic hobbies and be grateful for it. It's all about perspective, I think, the focus that we have on what we're about. So join me in keeping that gratitude journal or being thankful for the daily blessings we have and not comparing the life that I'm living with a life that someone else is living, because the life I've been given is the one that is for me, ordained. So, just a little philosophy at the end to tell you about my crisis of how to function, and I think Benedict is helping me there as well. Sending love. Please subscribe if you have not. Forgive my struggle with my camera, and know that I'll be back soon, I hope, with more cross stitch and more projects that are organized and ready to go. I would love to continue my whip parade because there are so many whips. I am embarrassed. Happy end of February, and see you in March. Bye for now.